Hi, I'm Virginia with Bluebird in a Box, and today we are going to teach you some of my favorite tips and tricks for how to arrange just grocery store flowers at your house to spruce up your table. Let me go ahead and give a disclaimer. I'm not a florist. I'm the furthest thing from a florist. My little sister is an amazing, talented florist, and for the last 10 years with Bluebird Productions, we have been surrounded by the most talented florists in the industry. If I can do what I'm about to do, you guys can do it, I promise. My floral skills are about that big. So we're gonna make it really simple, break it down. So what I'm gonna do is start with a vase that looks really small. It's about 4.5, 5 inches tall. And this is about the size vase that you would want if you want a centerpiece on your dinner table. Because the arrangement is gonna go ahead and make it twice the height. And you're not gonna be able to see a ton of the vase. This is one of my favorite styles. It just kind of opens things up. We've got a couple of different ones. Here's another style. Yes, those are really beautiful. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is make a firm foundation and a base. So it's full of water. I'm gonna go ahead and just start with some basic greenery to give us a nice base. So simple tip, go ahead and just remove some of the bottom so you're not gonna get too much greenery in here. And we're gonna go ahead and just put these all around the bottom and just create a nice little base layer for ourselves. All right, so one of the things that I did on these just to make it faster, I definitely trimmed them down. So anytime you go ahead and get flowers from the grocery store, go ahead, get some sharp kitchen knives and trim. I like to cut on an angle and then immediately put it in water. So trim and see wherever that's gonna go flying. And now we have our perfect little base, and those are gonna flatten a little bit. Flowers, while fragile, are also really hardy. So it is good to kind of manhandle them more than you would think. Again, simple, basic grocery store flowers is what we're gonna start with today. So I'm gonna go ahead and just trim the bottoms of these. And I'm gonna go ahead and just make a layer. So we've got our base layer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just pop them through. All right, so we've go ahead and we've got our base layer on the bottom. We've gone ahead and you can kind of see there's an empty space on the top. I'm a big fan of keeping flower arrangements a little bit looser, lighter. My grandmother used to always say that a bird should be able to fly through the arrangement. It shouldn't be so tight. I think there's a time and place for that, but a simple table arrangement, nice and light and easy. So we went ahead, we have our base, the next layer, and I'm gonna go ahead and just fill in the center a little bit for a little bit more depth and dimension. I'm gonna use mono bloom, so all the same type of flower, but I'm gonna use 2 different colors just for a little bit of depth here. You'll notice as I'm doing this, I am gonna go ahead and pull off some of the bottom leaves, especially the ones that aren't looking so fresh anymore. And I'm gonna go ahead and just trim the bases off to make sure we're gonna get a fresh cut. All right, so now it's mostly done. I'm gonna go ahead and just fluff and puff a little bit. Make sure all the flowers have space to breathe and there's a little bit of room around here. And then if you have a Lazy Susan, a really great tip is just to take it and spin it around. I don't, like most people don't. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of look my eyes all the way around it. Again, it's gonna be a table centerpiece, so you're gonna have people on all different sides of this. And then the last thing to do, just to double check, is to come in here and make sure if you put your wrist on the table and the top of this, your arrangement should not be any higher than the top of my wrist. So this is a perfect height. What that's gonna do is ensure that your flowers aren't in the eye line of your guests. You'd never want an arrangement to block the eyesight, otherwise it can stifle conversation. So really simple, really basic, everyday dining room table arrangement.